Hi guys, my name is Joy Nyati and today I'll be talking to you about marginalization, in groups and out groups. Now what is marginalization? It is the process of making a group or class of people feel less important or relegated to a secondary position. And now I'm going to give you my experiences of my in-group and my out-group.
I'm from a small southern African country called Zimbabwe. I grew up in Bulawayo, which is the second largest city in Zimbabwe, and that is where I did my primary and my high school. This is where I felt a part of my in-group, in my high school, but more specifically amongst my group of friends. Being a part of an in-group was one of the most liberating feelings ever. One of the most beautiful things is being able to be yourself fully, and with them, I was truly myself. Some days we fought because of similarities and clashes in personalities, just like normal people do. I didn't have a great sense of individualism because I was always with my friends. However, I was genuinely happy. I belonged. I was the same as everyone else and not different. I wasn't foreign. We spoke the same language, ate the same food, had the same hobbies, and belonged to the same religion. Their beliefs were my beliefs. Their pattern of thoughts was just like mine. Even though I wasn't literally at home and I was at school, it still felt like home. We watched each other grow, and that made us feel like family. We shared pain and joy, spoke the same languages, and understood the same jokes. Communication with them was easy. At that time, I really didn't see it, but now that I look at it, we had so much in common. But however, that couldn't last forever because I had to move to Malaysia to pursue my studies. And that was where I found my out-group. Being a part of an out-group was extremely difficult for me, and this was because of the fact I had come from a place where I was the majority and I became the minority. I felt like at that point that nobody understood me, and because of our differences in cultures, I found that there were differences in perceptions and there was also difficulty in communication. Our upbringings were different, so sometimes I felt like we couldn't relate to one another. As well, at that time, I felt very lonely and depressed because then I felt like I was isolated and that there was nobody who could understand me but me. Also, making friends initially in the beginning was difficult because of pre-existing stereotypes. I had my stereotypes towards them and they had their stereotypes towards me. So, eventually, I had to learn to suppress myself and then just learn to relate, because if I suppressed myself and if I became something that they could relate to, then that means I was able to make friends. I started learning to adapt and I opened my mind to be able to try new things. So I found myself eating more Asian cuisines, learning how to eat Malaysian food, learning how to eat Japanese food, as well as Korean food. And this was a way in which me and my friends would be able to bond because we had one thing in common. I also began to ask my friends a lot about lots of words in Bahasa, so I could be able to converse with them in just simple terms and we'd be able to understand each other. In addition, I also started asking and learning a lot about things to do with their culture so that I could be able to blend with them and we'd be able to relate. So by that, I would be able to immerse myself in the Malaysian culture, and after that I'd be able to blend in, and after that I found some friends after I tried or stopped trying to be something else that I wasn't. I actually found two good friends actually who got me very well, and from that point onwards I found my new in-group.